Hello YouTube, this is Crosscheck, and let's get right into it. A couple of months ago I posted a video regarding DCS. It was called DCS, A Beautiful Mess. I talked a little bit about its history, some of its achievements, and a lot regarding its shortcomings. I was a bit rough, to say the least. I am happy to say Eagle Dynamics seems to be really stepping up their game, and that 2020 may be a really good year for DCS. Maybe. Okay, so what can we expect from DCS this year? Alright, so hold tight because this is going to be a long one. First of all, we're getting a brand new free map, the Mariana Islands map. Since the release of DCS World, only one map has been available for free. This was the Caucasus map. And to be honest, this is a little bit sad. To be fair, it is a good map, and saw a lot of improvements on the 2.5 update. But we do need more, in this case, free maps. I hate calling it free maps because I do not agree with the game being free to play. So we should have more maps in the simulator that are not behind the paywall. That is what I'm trying to say. One of the good things about this map is that it offers variety. Clearly has a great focus on naval operations, carrier operations. You know, because it's mostly ocean. And to be honest with you guys, when I first heard about this new map, I was a bit disappointed. Or better said, I was very disappointed. It's, well, mostly ocean. It did sound to me like a very low effort free map just created to hopefully improve sales of the Supercarrier that is coming soon, which we will talk about in a little bit, of course. But then I thought about it a little bit more, and I kind of started getting into the conclusion that it's not that bad. It's just a small, light on resources project for Eagle Dynamics intended to improve the free experience of the simulator and, of course, drive more sales on its Hornet module and the Supercarrier module. They are very interested in creating lots of sales in those areas. So, you know what, at the end of the day, I'm okay with that. I welcome this new free map. I'm sure it can be something really fun. Needless to say, the carrier operations, which this new map is going to be quite focused on, is not a free experience. So keep that in mind, more on that as mentioned in a little bit. So, what are the key points of the Mariana Islands? As mentioned, carrier operations focus with lots of ocean, few islands. The islands are situated in such a way that the airfields have a natural red, blue and contested locations. It is home of at least one modern US Air Force base. It is feasible for US, Russia and China operations in the Pacific, and it also takes advantage of the Chinese assets pack. The map will be released with a size of 400 kilometers squared and may be expanded in the future. World War II junkies may also enjoy this map as it served as a backdrop of the battles of Guam, Saipan and Rota, as well as the carrier versus carrier Mariana Islands battle that, if I'm not mistaken, was called the Battle of the Philippine Sea between the US 5th Fleet and the Japanese 1st Mobile Fleet. The US bringing around 900 carrier aircraft and the Japanese around 450 carrier aircraft and 300 land-based aircraft. A pretty cool battle. It did seem like the Japanese were gonna win that one, but the US really kicked some ass. Anyway, speaking about this, it is quite sad that at the moment, at least, we do not have the pre-1944 carriers and carrier-capable aircraft to recreate this battle, but maybe that will change in the future. Anyway, we can expect the following islands to have an extreme level of accuracy: Guam, Saipan, Tinian, Rota, Farallon de Medellina, and Aguijan. This means we're going to be able to find the Air Force Base, weapon storage bunkers, antenna arrays, international airports, abandoned airfields, naval stations, forts, urban areas, universities, resorts, ports, golf courses, memorials, abandoned weapon storage areas, and air-to-ground weapon training ranges. I gotta admit, it sounds like fun, actually. I hope we get some really cool multiplayer servers there, or a dynamic campaign would also be really nice. Anyway, moving on, let's talk about the aircraft modules now. Just a couple of days ago, we did receive a much needed and amazing A10C cockpit update. But the fun doesn't end there. This year we can expect a brand new Warthog, the A10C Warthog 2. Dramatic new visuals and systems. This aircraft will replace the old Warthog. Existing Warthog owners will have to buy the new Warthog again, but will receive a significant discount. And because of the age of the aircraft, I'm actually okay with that. This same year we can expect the same treatment towards the Black Shark, also a really old module. We will be getting a free overhaul of the cockpit graphics, just as we did with the A10C, and later on this year, same as with the A10C, we will see a brand new Black Shark. This time around, called the KA-50 Black Shark 3. You can expect the following features on this new version. Option for weathered cockpit textures, completely new external models which will account for all of its new systems. Systems like the ability to carry up to 4 Igla air-to-air missiles, integrated missile launch warning system with a display, and integrated directional infrared countermeasures systems with a display. In summary, stronger and meaner. As mentioned, same story than the A10C. This new version will replace the current Black Shark. Owners of this old module will have a significant discount towards the new version. Now, this is not clear, but I am assuming you will no longer be able to buy the old Black Shark or the old A10C. If you own them, you are going to be able to still use them, but I think they will no longer be on sale. The only ones available to buy are gonna be the Black Shark 3 and the A10C 2. But that's what I think. I hope we don't get a nasty surprise over there. Okay, anyway, speaking about helicopters, and oh boy, I love me some death contraptions. The Mi-24P Hind has been in development for the past year and it is on track to be released, you guessed it, this year. I only hope the release looks more like the F-14 or the GF-17 release and less like the F-16. That was a disaster. This heli has 2 seats and you can expect it to be able to fly with a buddy sitting in the other seat. That's right, co-op multiplayer will be available, as promised with the Huey. Yeah, the Huey does have co-op multiplayer, right? It was promised. We do have co-op multiplayer, right? No? What? Seriously? Okay. Anyway, speaking about the Huey, finally, the Huey will be getting the addition of competitive multiplayer this year. About darn time. It is currently in internal testing, we may get it pretty soon. Now, to finish talking about helis, it is worth mentioning that we are getting another new heli, a beautiful OH-58D Kiowa Warrior. A small recon heli that packs a serious punch. Can't wait to hear more on that. Let's now step back and talk a bit about the good old warbirds. What is the next warbird coming to DCS, you may ask? Well, the fine-looking P-47D Thunderbolt. Capable of some serious air-to-air or air-to-ground pounding. It will provide flexible mission types, heavy armament, excellent protection, and long range. This warbird actually seems to be almost ready, and its release should be really close to the World War II Europe map, which does sound absolutely fantastic. Any more warbirds that we may expect? For sure! What about the Havilland Mosquito FB Mark 6? Will be developed after the P-47D is released. No idea when we can expect this to be released, but let's be patient. I'm cool waiting. Now, let's jump back into modern times and fighter jets, and let's talk about the amazing F-15E Strike Eagle. Finally, we will be getting a study level F-15E, and is being made by no other than the most amazing team, Hitler. What? It's not being made by Hitler? Why the hell not? Then who the hell is gonna do the F-15? What? Razvan? Oh my god. Are you serious? Oh dear god. Oh my god. Okay, I apologize. It is not being developed by Hitler. It is being developed by Razbam. Okay, joking aside, wow, what complete garbage Razbam has been able to push out of its doors. Modules that for years were nothing but pathetic bug-riddled piles of code. But Razbam has really stepped up its game. The Mirage and the Harrier, once my most disliked modules, are now some of my top favorites. I know Razbam is capable of delivering a fine module. They have proven they can. I just hope it doesn't take 3 or 4 years after the release of the first version to achieve a decent module. And weirdly, as if Razbam didn't already have a full plate, they are also working on the MiG-23, which, yeah, I'm down. I'd love one of those in my collection for sure. But same thing applies. No idea in what state they will be available in. The smartest thing to do in this case, in my opinion, is don't pre-purchase aircraft from Eagle Dynamics or Razbam. In the other hand, if Hitler or Deca Ironworks have a module for pre-purchase, take them. That's a safe bet. 100% pre-purchase in a heartbeat. And that is pretty much all regarding aircraft and 2020 on DCS. For the time being, of course. A lot to be excited for sure. Let's now talk about something weird that has been brewing behind closed doors at Eagle Dynamics. MAC, aka Modern Air Combat. Okay, so a lot of resources from Eagle Dynamics this past year have gone into Modern Air Combat. This is basically the new simulator they are working on. No, it is not meant to replace DCS. It is meant for people who want to take the study level out of DCS World. Let's put it this way. DCS is like a Tom Clancy novel, while MAC will be a Michael Bay movie. I enjoy both, but one does not replace the other, and I do have much more respect for one against the other. So yeah, a Michael Bay movie. Lots of pew pew, cool fast aircraft, lots of and not much of using that ball of meat at the end of your spinal cord. Under certain circumstances, like having a high percentage of tequila in your blood, I think MAC will be a much more fun experience than DCS. I really can't wait to see what is going on over there. I'll be honest, the fun part for me about DCS is learning the module. Once I learn a module, my interest in DCS dives quite strongly. Maybe a dynamic campaign would be able to change that. Anyway, I don't think there will be much learning going on in MAC, and PvP can be a bit senseless sometimes, so I don't think MAC will survive without a multiplayer dynamic campaign. I either hope I am wrong, or that it is released with a dynamic campaign. Alright, enough of MAC. Let's now talk about the Supercarrier from Eagle Dynamics. Last year we got to see a bit of the new Supercarrier, and it is looking dope. I got to admit, I am kind of excited about this, but it was not always the case. When first announced, this module was going to divide the community, even more so than it is now having payware maps. If a server was to utilize the new Supercarrier module, non-owners would not be allowed to even join the server. An idiotic decision if you ask me. The DCS community was split between the thought that this upgrade should be free or the thought that it was okay for it to cost a sensible amount. But what the community was really clear on, and all of it stick together, is that modules that divide the community are not in the best interest of the player base and therefore not in the best interest of Eagle Dynamics. Eagle Dynamics fought back, making it clear that it was not possible for them to introduce this module in a way where servers would allow non-module owners to enter. They stick to this, until they didn't. After enough backlash, Eagle Dynamics decided it could be done after all. All of this after a new leap regarding quantum computing was achieved internally. Nah, I'm just kidding. They just realized the compensation may be worth the effort in creating a non-divisive module. This does not mean, of course, that if you do not own the module, you will experience its benefits. We are not sure how the limitations will work. You will be able to see the Supercarrier, as far as I am aware, but if you want the experience of the Supercarrier, you still need to buy the Supercarrier module. Speaking about the Supercarrier experience, what is that all about? It is a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, fully animated, realistic and interactive deck crew, interactive landing signal officer stations, case 1, 2 and 3 carrier landing radio communications, and superb objects, texture, lighting and animations. Wowee! Sure sounds like fun! Of course, only if you are interested in carrier operations, and if you own the FA-18C or the F-14. I don't think the Harrier is invited to this party. You freak! What about the Sukhoi 33 flanker? Are you invited to the party if you own this? Not to the main event as far as I am concerned, but there is also a small party for that kind of weird people. Included with the Supercarrier module, there will be a greatly updated Kuznetsov-class aircraft carrier, without the deck animations of course. Why is this upgrade not part of the base game? I don't understand. Eagle dynamics sure works in mysterious ways. I honestly don't think this type of super aggressive, everything goes behind a paywall system is the best option they can go with as a business, but there you go. Of course, this module will be a must for the new announced free Mariana Islands map. Now, free sounds like not so free, huh? Oh well, I'll give them a free pass this time, even though I think the Eastern Carrier should be updated in the base game. Now, pricing for the Supercarrier. Absurdly expensive is my guess, but you can save 30% on it if you pre-order the unfinished product. Yay! And if you own the Hornet, you will receive a discount on the Supercarrier. Actually, that's a must. Come on. Jesus. That's the least thing you can do. Now that I mentioned the new free map again, it is worth mentioning that the 400 square kilometers is the portion of the map with the islands. The overall size, which will be mostly water, will be around 1000 square kilometers. Speaking about maps, something really cool is coming our way for all of you interested in World War II. Another map by Eagle Dynamics, the Channel map. This map will represent Southeast England, the English Channel, and portions of the Low Countries and northeastern France. The map is built to support missions and campaigns between the late 1930s and 1945 with a new level of detail and realism not seen before in a DCS World map. Airfields of the map include Maston, Detling, Hawkinge, Limpton, Dunkirk, Mardyk, St. Omer Langanese, Merville Cologne, Abbeville Drucat. No idea if I'm saying this right. It will also include detailed renditions of the cities, towns, road and rail network, forests, rivers, canals, communication lines, and radio stations of this important region during the Second World War. Pre-orders, again with a discount of 30% as a thank you for a gamble you are making with your money. Pre-orders should start early February 2020. Now we have another map coming our way, and it is being created by the infamous Rasbem team, the Falkland Islands map. New assets and player units are being created as well to suit the map. And we also have another map in the works. After completing a great update to their DCS Normandy 1944 map, Ugra Media will continue their work on the ambitious Syria map. This map spans from Turkey in the north to Israel in the south, with Syria and Lebanon in between. After an initial map review, the Ugra team will be implementing the feedback to move forward on an early access release. Alright, enough of maps already. A question that has been stuck in my mind is, with a focus on World War II, do we really have the assets in-game for a nice experience? Well, fret not. The World War II Assets Pack is on its way with the addition of several important air, ground, and naval units, including the Ju-88A4 medium bomber, A-20 Boston medium bomber, C-47 transport, Mark 8 Centaur 4 tank, Mark IV Churchill 7 tank, Elephant self-propelled artillery, Stock 3 tank destroyer, M10 tank destroyer, QF 3.7-inch anti-air gun, 37mm gun M1, M45 quad mount that can be used on different platforms, 8.8cm Flak 41 AAA, Flaktionwerfer 37 and generator support unit, Schlebut Type S100 E-boat, and the Type 7 U-boat. Some new features should be expected coming in this pack, such as torpedoes, paratroopers and functional searchlights. It does sound quite exciting if you ask me. Hope it takes it easy on my wallet though. Lots of awesome stuff indeed. Great new features are coming our way and I am super excited to see them. But, and this is a big but, what is the point in all of these great features if many of the ones we have on the simulator core are pathetically broken? This sounds to me like we are just going to get more incomplete and broken features piling up as time passes by. Or maybe this year we are going to be seeing some major improvements into the DCS World core. I quote Eagle Dynamics, "The core DCS World program will continue to grow and improve in 2020 across several key areas. In fact, more than half of Eagle Dynamics staff is devoted to improving the core of DCS World and not for purchase products." That is music to my ears. Okay, now that we are on this DCS core area, let's start by talking about Vulkan. For those of you who are as ignorant as I am, here is Wikipedia's definition of Vulkan. Vulkan, API. Vulkan is a low overhead, cross-platform 3D graphics and computer API. Vulkan targets high-performance real-time 3D graphic applications such as video games and interactive media across all platforms. Vulkan is intended to offer higher performance and more balanced CPU-GPU usage. Other major difference from Direct3D 11 and prior and OpenGL are Vulkan being a considerably lower level API and offering parallel tasking. In addition to its lower CPU usage, Vulkan is also able to better distribute work among multiple CPU cores. And this sounds something like DCS could benefit from immensely. And great news! The DCS team is working on integrating it into DCS World and should result in immense game performance gains, especially in the VR department. It must be a great experience during day on the daylight combat simulator, but not useful at night as we can't even see shit. Ah, yes, that has been the experience so far. But this month, ED has begun testing version 2.5.6 DCS, which should change it back from Daylight Combat Simulator to Digital Combat Simulator again. Improvements to the lighting system should be immense, obviously most evident at night viewing from the cockpit. Overall world lighting will appear more natural and balanced with improved tones. I hope it is as good as it sounds. We desperately need this. So alright, that sounds great. Too bad the clouds and weather on DCS are kinda crappy. That will drag everything down. Well, this year again is your lucky year. This year we are expecting a delivery of substantially improved weather and clouds. I am talking different types and sizes of clouds in multiple layers, fully synchronized in network play. Oh my god, how are they gonna do that? That poor engine they are working on is gonna explode. They also mentioned that significant improvements to the dynamic weather system will take advantage of these new cloud systems as well as pressure fronts. I honestly cannot believe we are getting these kinds of updates. It makes me so incredibly happy. If so, DCS can surely give the new Microsoft Flight Simulator a run for its money in the visual department. Of course, in the military system department, DCS will blow Microsoft Flight Simulator out of the water. Speaking about updates, I just cannot believe we are getting voice chat. Yes, finally, voice chat is going to be something included in the base package of the simulator. We can expect peer-to-peer connectivity, user chat rooms, radio modulation, frequencies, varied mic and audio characteristics of helmet and radios from different eras, communication jamming and secure voice capability. All of this, I can't believe I need to say this, but it's gonna be free and fully integrated. What a time to be alive. Now, going back to the new version of the DCS that is currently in the works, 2.5.6, something really interesting will be coming with it. That is the initial release of the improved damage system. Specifically, this will be for the World War II fighters. This system includes a complex and realistic accounting for damage to aircraft systems, ground trajectory and penetration, deflection, and localized damage. Substantially enhanced visual damage effects that include missing structural components, fuel and hydraulic leaks. The new damage model will provide a much more engrossing and realistic experience. Once Eagle Dynamics and the community is happy with the system on the warbirds, the new damage model system will be implemented into the rest of the aircraft, ground units and naval units. This just keeps getting better and better. Speaking about damage models, I can't help to think about the AI. It is no secret that the AI behaves in very mysterious ways in DCS, just like their monetary practices. So can we expect major upgrades on the AI? Yeah. Areas where the AI will be improved include dogfights, beyond visual range, offensive and defensive behavior, formation keeping and correct use of external lights, air-to-ground attack maneuvers, very low-level flight and terrain following, defensive threat responses, SAM and AAA. That all sounds very nice and good. But what about the AI regarding the ATC? Yep, we should expect implementation of a new ATC AI to kick off this year. This will be a more realistic and complete ATC system to account for ground, tower, departure and approach controllers, as well as account for variables that include VFR, IFR and overhead straight-ins. The new ATC is expected to be well balanced between immersion and enjoyment. I don't know about you, but this satisfies me in the A area, at least what I'm hearing, so I am going to push into another topic now: air-to-ground radar. We have now seen the potential of the air-to-ground radar on the good old Jeff 17, which utilizes Eagle Dynamics air-to-ground radar API. That API does require a bit of more work and improvements and will be utilized in the Hornet and the Viper. Speaking about updating APIs, the FLIR API is also in the need of some improvements, and the team will focus its efforts on this as well. Not only involves programming tasks to account for thermal dynamics of world and unit objects, but also creating thermal maps for all objects in DCS World and how they behave under different conditions. This will be indeed a massive undertaking, but if successful, an impressive one. No doubt about that. Also being worked on right now are the missile dynamics. It is in the team's interest for the missiles to have the performance closer to the claimed specifications. Efficiency in the lofting profile has been a great accomplishment. And now, for the big finale, I wish to talk to you about the dynamic campaign. I quote Eagle Dynamics. Work on the dynamic campaign has been underway for over a year, and the progress has been steady on this very complex task. We understand that this is one of the most awaited features in DCS World and we are giving it the attention it deserves. Much of the work is focused on the dynamic campaign creation tool layers as part of the mission editor, developing machine learning mechanics and creating an AI neural network for the RTS element of the system. The machine learning and neural network tasks are particularly challenging, but we believe they should provide a unique dynamic campaign experience. We expect to start testing this feature in the latter part of 2020. This brings tears to my eyes. Last year, DCS ended in a sour note for me because of the horrific release the Viper was. But starting this year, I bought the JF17 and it reminded me why I love DCS and showed me once again the amazing potential this emulator has. And looking at the roadmap for this year by Eagle Dynamics, I must say, these are really weird chaps, but I am feeling very confident that this is going to be a great year for DCS. Just please stop pulling Viper release type of shit on us. That was just pathetic. What are you guys' thoughts on this? What are your thoughts regarding Eagle Dynamics, DCS, modern air combat? Can DCS achieve the experience it locks behind its issues? Are you looking forward DCS this year? I hope you enjoyed this video, and I wish DCS a great year. Happy flying. Cross check out.